Welcome to Good Times with Alex and Ryan. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Ryan Sprague. You can follow me on any social media at Ryan W. Sprague. Alex?
What's up? My name is Alex Vanover. You can follow me on Twitter at Vandollar15. You can follow me on YouTube at Alex Vanover. You can follow me on the Instagram at Alex Vanover15.
Oh, yeah. And now comes the ask. We just started, but you know what? You know what we're going to ask you. All of you that have already signed and subscribed and hit that notification, we thank you, okay? But the ones that haven't, what are you doing? Don't you want to have a good time? Why don't you hit those buttons? Come on now, hit the buttons.
and for those of you that have hit the buttons, hit them again.
No, don't
subscribe again.
No, don't do that because that'll shut it off. You hit it again. Shuts it off, Alex.
Hey, for those of you who've already subscribed, just stay subscribed. Don't hit it again.
That's right. That's right. We appreciate you. Thank you. And you know what? I'm seeing we're growing, and I appreciate it. We're going worldwide. Let me just give you some of the stats, okay? We got
prestige worldwide.
That's right. We got Denmark.
Oh man.
Nordic area there. We got Canada.
Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm. Saudi Arabia.
Okay, all right.
Germany. Okay.
These are all people that watch us and listen to us?
That listen to us, yes. It's gotten that far.
That is insane.
It is. It's amazing. But the big one here, I'm going to give the big one. I'm even going to bestow a title on this country because they know how to have a really good time.
I'm waiting. I can't
wait
to hear.
You can't wait
to hear.
Okay, I bet you can think of this country. What a country that loves a good time. Now think of it. Okay, never mind. It's Ireland. Okay, it's Ireland. Thank you, all you down there with that one guy in Ireland that's listening to like 3% of our stuff. Thank you. Woo!
Hey, I love Ireland now. It takes a lot. Whoever's listening, appreciate it.
Yes.
Log into the chat. Tell us who you are.
Okay. So just a little things about Ireland and how I know they know how to have a good time. I don't know much about Ireland. I haven't met a lot of Irish people. I know that U2's from there, right? And you got Damien Rice. And I remember it was either the Euro Cup or the World Cup. Ireland made it. And they didn't do very good, but they had the best time out of any of the other teams. They were just celebrating, jumping up and down, waving their Guinness around, just having a ball. And I was like, man, everybody wants to join those fans.
Dude.
Happy to have you.
Yeah, hey, thank you so much, man. I always knew we'd go international. I didn't think it would be in a matter of months, but I saw this coming, Ryan.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
I envisioned this.
I guess you can call me of little faith, but I got to say though, I'm going to bestow upon Ireland the title of OG Ireland, original gangster Ireland. That's right. And thank you to whoever was listening, or to whoever, all those people listening, if it was more than one person, but yes, OG. When we get big, when we do our world tour, guess who's first? Guess which country's first that we're going to?
Well, we're going to go to John's house first, right? OG John? That's the first stop.
Okay, I'm talking about the world tour, international. So that's domestic.
See, I was still thinking small time. I'm sorry. Yeah, I apologize for that. I was thinking small time. I apologize.
We're going to Ireland, right?
Okay. Yeah,
that's right.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. World tour,
Ryan,
baby.
Ryan, you know me, out of any of your friends, would be down to do that, right?
I know you're ready to go to Canada. Hey, Alex, I got something bigger for you. World tour.
Are we taking the limited edition Explorer to Ireland?
Yes. Yeah, you may not know this. It can go underwater.
That's unbelievable. You know what's more unbelievable? We have fans in Ireland.
Have you seen the Muppets where they just map travel and they go under the water?
Yes.
Yeah. It's like that.
I was wearing a Muppets t-shirt yesterday, like legitimately wearing an animal T-shirt that says Beast Mode, and he's playing the drum. That's two Muppet references. Yeah, that's two Muppet references in the last 2 days for me, man. That's a good time.
Woohoo!
It's a good time.
Yeah. Alrighty, so everyone, we are talking about the news today.
Time for the news.
It's time
Breaking,
for this.
breaking good times news. The
That's
only
right.
source you can trust.
Yes, only trust newsworthy source. Good Times News. We put a good time spin on it all. Trustworthy and spin-worthy.
The closest show to our news channel, our news episodes, is Sesame Street News.
Pew News. PewDiePie News.
Yeah, well, that's the only news channel where Elon Musk is talked about 72% of the time. Elon Musk went to the bathroom today, 4/11. So, you got some news stories, Ryan? Are you going to start out with one?
Oh, sure. Have you heard the names Bob and Doug?
Yeah, but in reference to what?
Well, okay, so these are astronauts that were put into space by SpaceX. Elon Musk's company. Speaking of Elon Musk, that we talk about,
I called it. I was Babe Ruth right there. I called my shot.
Oh man, you did. So they were sent to space. We haven't been doing that in forever, and it's really exciting. So private company sending them to the space station. It was fully automated. Really cool to see technology go this far. And when they were taken off, they just kept going, oh man, Bob and Doug are loving this. Bob and Doug, they just really want to get that name out, really pushing those names, Bob and Doug. And I think that's just a great names for some astronauts, modern day astronauts.
Bob and Doug, two pioneers heading to space in a gigantic bank tube.
That's right.
That's a reference in a previous episode, Good Times Gang. The Good Times Gang.
That's right.
We got a posse now, dude. They're all in Ireland drinking green beer.
You bet. Yeah, it kind of reminded me of that toy company, Melissa and Doug. I was like, Bob and Doug? Melissa and Doug?
Bob and Doug sound like the two guys that you work with that milk the clock and don't really do anything when they're there.
They just sit around drinking coffee all morning.
Yeah.
Bob and Doug. Hey, have you seen it's like The Office, the movie, Office Space, where they're like, oh, I think they are on there.
They're the Bobs.
Oh, they're the Bobs. Okay.
The boss is like, hey, Peter, I need you to come in here, okay? I need to talk to you. And he's like, listen, Lumberg, I'm really busy. I got a meeting with the Bobs later. I wasn't aware of any meeting with him. Yeah, I'm really busy. As he's disassembling his cubicle with a freaking screwdriver.
Yeah,
and
so he can
gutting a fish on his desk.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what the Bobs. Bob and Doug.
No, for sure. But when you said that, it's like, man, Bob and Doug, those two bastards. They never ever help out on the project. They're always trying to disappear to the bathroom whenever stuff needs to be done. Real Bob and Doug.
Well, it is fitting because they are on what they said. They are on a pretty much fully automated spaceship.
Wow.
Oh, Bob and Doug, they're doing like all the old timer astronauts are like, Bob and Doug, they're not doing nothing. They're just sitting in their seat. What's an astronaut these days?
Yeah,
back in my day, we had 1 million buttons, and if something went wrong, we had to just test things out. We could die.
Spaceships used to have rotary dial buttons like the old telephones. Yeah. You're hitting the wrong numbers. We're gonna get sucked into space, Bob. Hey, you got
they're like, hey Bob, we got an emergency. The automated system went down. I need you to go and pull the lever on the left, 3/4 to the right. But wait, how do I do it? This wasn't in the training.
Actually, there was no training because this is automated. We didn't have to do anything. Dude, you got another what? So you got another story for me, Ryan?
Oh no, I want to hear yours. So.
Okay, all right. Well, hey,
All right.
listen to this one, man. Doctors earlier this week removed from inside a man's bladder. They found a phone charger that they had to remove.
What?
A phone charger. And what's even more disturbing about this is the man who had the phone charger removed from his bladder actually has a history of accidental ingestions. This isn't the first time this has happened, Ryan.
Is he like all there? Or?
So they found a pair of headphones, not once but twice, inside of his stomach. And what the doctors believe is he might be using them in a way for a little gratification. Okay. So this guy's kind of a creep, huh?
I mean, you know, people are people.
Hey, man, but this answers, Ryan, this kind of answers my question that, you know, because I'll go into a room and be like, where's my phone charger? Where did I put my phone charger at? And then it's like, well, you know, there's a place I hadn't looked at, Ryan, and I guess we found out where it is, right? Huh?
Well, you know, that's a pretty big stretch. I wouldn't I wouldn't go that far.
Hey, Lisa says hello.
That's John. John
is that John?
Yes, that's OG John.
Oh, what up, OG John? How was work today, my brother?
Alrighty, so what other news you got?
All right, well, check this out, man. That isn't the only thing that had been removed from a human being's body. There was a man who was mugged in 1994, and he actually got stabbed in the head with a knife.
Oh, my goodness.
And the doctors couldn't remove the knife until this week because they were afraid that if they removed it, he'd die.
Wow.
But, yeah, he had been having chronic headaches for so long that the doctors were like, we have to get this knife out of his head. And they successfully removed it. And he's good. The knife's gone. Yeah.
I'm telling you, good
No more
news,
headaches?
Good times, no more headaches. Get that knife out of your head. That's right.
Dude,
what I can't see is why, like, when it first happened, why didn't they get it out the first time?
Because the doctor was like, this is in way too deep. We cannot pull this out.
Okay.
And then I guess modern medicine advanced it up to where they're like, we can probably pull this out safely.
And what do you say? That was back in 92?
94. O.J. Simpson. And how do we know O.J. didn't do it? We don't know. 94.
Back in 92, when we didn't have the technology.
Ryan, can you imagine having a knife stuck in your head for 26 years? It would be like you look in the mirror. Every time you look in the mirror, you're like, well, that reminds me of when I got robbed and stabbed in the head 26 years ago.
Oh,
what a great reminder. Can't wear hats ever. You always, you have the same Halloween costume every year. It's like, hey, he's wearing that knife through his head costume again. Hey, that's pretty good. It was good 26 years ago. It's still good today, man. Way to go. You know how people put those arrows through their head?
Oh yeah, what is the Avatar? He has this huge arrow on his head.
Yeah, no. So this is a major thing for him because his Halloween costume game just got leveled up big time. Right?
Nice. Yes, he leveled up big time. Oh man, I mean, I bet he could airbend. I bet he could. Because he got the superpower because it got in his head and transform. We could make a movie on that. Oh yeah, the first airbender.
We're gonna have to set it in Ireland though. What do you think?
There you go.
Yeah. All right, Ryan. Breaking news. In South Carolina, police are looking for a couple that held the manager of the Pizza Hut at gunpoint because, and I quote, the pizza delivery guy did not deliver their 2-liter of Pepsi. And they held the manager at gunpoint while the husband guy? No, the manager. They held the manager of Pizza Hut at gunpoint because the delivery guy didn't deliver their 2-liter of Pepsi. So while the manager's being held at gunpoint, the husband walked to the cooler, grabbed the 2-liter of Pepsi, and they walked out. That's all they robbed. 2-liter Pepsi, Ryan. That's a little bit of an overreaction. What do you think?
I'm sorry.
Huh?
Yeah. If the audience doesn't know and I know I got to keep talking, but I was in shock. That's why I wasn't talking. And I was like, come on, Ryan, come on, say something because we got some audio listeners out there. So no, yeah, that's total shock. Like, what? I mean, I've seen some crazy things, working in retail and stuff, but that's pretty. It's pretty intense, holding someone at gunpoint. Give me my soda. If you don't give me my soda right now, you're going to have some problems.
I'm going to put a bullet in your head unless I get to be a part of the new Pepsi generation. God, seriously, man, he must have been having the caffeine headache from hell. He's like, we're going down. Listen, I've got a banging headache. I need some caffeine. We are going to go rob that place and let this guy know just how unsatisfied we are. Comment cards don't get it done anymore, Ryan. You got to put a gun to their head.
Wow. You can see why people need security guards.
at a Pizza Hut, a security guard.
Wow. Man. Oh, man. And maybe it was. What if it was he paid for it, so it wasn't really robbery? It was just assault. He's like, it's okay, it's just assault. It's not really robbery because I already paid for it, okay? I got the receipt right here, okay? When the cops come, he's like, it's okay, look, receipt, I got it, I was just going to grab what's mine.
What's fair is fair, am I right?
Am I right? Am I right?
You mean you're actually going to arrest me for this, really? As if my night wasn't bad enough already. I had to eat my pizza without Pepsi earlier. Unbelievable. My mouth was dry and parched. I did not have my carbonated, caffeinated, delicious beverage.
And when I say parched, I mean parched. Oh, I mean, I had cotton in my mouth.
Oh, my gosh. All right, Ryan, more breaking news. We're going all the way back to 1992 to break this story.
Oh,
so, are you familiar with Charles Barkley? The basketball player?
Yeah, I am. Who did he play for again?
He started out for the 76ers, got traded to the Suns, and finished his career with the Rockets.
Okay, as long as he wasn't with the Lakers.
It's funny you should say that. So,
but we did have some listeners in LA. So, hi, listeners in LA. It's okay. We sometimes we razz on other teams, but it's
the Laker fans should have no problem with us. They've got so many championship banners. They've got bigger fish to fry than the Good Times gang.
Who's ahead? Lakers or the Boston team?
Celtics have more rings. Celtics. Yeah, easily.
Okay.
Celtics.
Okay.
I think the Celtics won every championship in
for
the 60s.
A decade.
The 50s and the 60s, they won every title. Every one of them.
What was that? James Russell or
Bill Russell?
Bill Russell. He was. Yeah. He was just carrying the team. He's like, "Come on, anyone want to do anything else?" And I mean, it's just me here, guys. I was just. Okay, I guess I'll just take you there.
Dude, Bill Russell used to average almost 30 rebounds a game, almost 30 boards. That's insane.
He was nuts.
Yeah, that's great. Anyway, so Charles Barkley in 1992 was unhappy in Philadelphia, and he was pushing to get traded. And his agent was got a hold of him one day during the 92 season and said, "Hey, we got a trade for you. You're going to go to the Lakers. We traded. We're ironing out the details right now." So,
this is about the Lakers.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he says. So Charles Barkley's like, "That's great," and the agent's like, "All right, there's a game for the Sixers tonight, but you're getting traded. So go out and do whatever you want. Go have lunch, whatever." Well, Charles Barkley thinks it's a done deal, so he goes out and gets trashed. Charles Barkley gets drunk as a skunk. Well, 5 or 6 hours later in that day, his agent calls him, and Charles Barkley answers the phone, and he's like, "Hey, how you doing? Is the deal done?" And the agent's like, "No, Lakers backed out. You got to get to the Philadelphia to the stadium. You're playing tonight." So Charles Barkley, yeah.
So this is like an old news.
This is from 92. This is
breaking news
from 92. He admits that he went to the game and played the entire game completely smashed, and he does not remember playing it.
How
He
did
was
he do?
tanked. I don't know. I tried to look it up, but I couldn't find it because I couldn't see who the opponent was. But I'm sure he averaged like 20 points and 10 rebounds a game. So I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure it was fine.
when you're that much above everybody else,
Yeah.
it's still.
He's like Rocky in the Rocky movie. He's like, hit the one in the middle. You shoot at the basket in the middle, Rock.
I mean, you see these guys that are just way above the rest. I was watching a Mavericks game live. No, it wasn't live. It was in the playoffs, and and live, both, whatever. So I was watching, and then you have Dirk, and it's like he's talking about retiring, and he's pretty much he carries the team a bit. He was just like,
oh yeah, fadeaway threes like crazy.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, he's still pretty good. He's retiring.
Yeah, he used to shoot rainbow threes where it would like if you had an arc that followed it, it would literally look like a rainbow. Beautiful. He was great.
So along those lines, did you ever read the story? I don't know who this was, but he played for the Padres. And he pitched like a no-hitter, and he was high as a kite.
Yeah, I know. They made a documentary about it. It's on Netflix.
Oh, did they? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I got to look at that. Yeah, I remember reading an article about it in Texas, and I was like, whoa.
I heard about that story, but
you know who it was? Like
I don't remember his name. Okay. He pitched for the Pirates.
Yeah.
I can see him.
Oh, it was the Pirates. Oh,
yeah,
I thought it was
for the Pirates.
Oh, and they were playing the Padres. Okay.
I can see him in my head right now. There's a documentary on Netflix. Maybe we'll put it in the comments section that you can like look at it later on.
Okay. Okay.
So on that same kind of storyline, Ryan, Don Larson was a pitcher for the Yankees, and I actually have his autograph. I have an autograph ball. Don Larson passed away last year. He's the only pitcher to throw a perfect game in the World Series.
Wow.
No runners. He didn't walk anybody. Nobody got on base. 27 up, 27 down. Don Larson, wow. Don Larson was not scheduled to pitch the day he did that. He was out drinking the night before, drunk as a skunk, just like Barkley. The guy who was supposed to pitch got hurt, and the manager was like, "Hey, you're pitching today, Don." And Don's like, "What?" And he went out there drunk as a skunk and threw a perfect game in the World Series. Never been done before or since.
Oh goodness,
that is insane.
Yeah, that is nuts. Like that happening? Like, whoa. Hey, so John's asking what was Charles Barkley's nickname in the NBA?
The round mound of rebound, and Sir Charles. There's two of them.
Sir Charles, I remember Sir Charles.
And round mound of rebound.
All
right, moving on. I got a story here coming straight out of Idaho, Ryan. You ready for that?
Oh boy,
this is like one of our first Idaho stories, actually.
Is it? Okay.
We haven't done so. There was an election, and an Idaho County election was determined by a coin toss recently. Two Republicans, Carol R. Davey and Brooke Frazier, both received 36 votes in the election, and there was a deadlock tie. So a little used law from 1970 stipulates that a coin toss will determine the winner. So they actually had an election determined by heads or tails.
Wow.
What do you think about that?
That's wow. They're like, they're the people making it. They're like, hey, this might never happen. It won't happen. It won't happen. But we just need to make some rule. With people, different states make all these complicated rules. If something happens, we're simpler here. Okay? Okay? This is not going to happen anyways. So we'll just make it a coin toss. What do you think, Frank? Yeah. Coin toss. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's do it.
What do you think, Bob and Doug?
Bob and Doug, where are you? Bob, Doug. Okay, just me and Frank will make the decision now. Couldn't find Bob and Doug.
They're doing nothing as usual.
As usual.
You might as well do something while you're sitting around doing nothing, Napoleon.
Gotta do something while you're doing
nothing. You know what I'm upset about? If I was voting on how they decide this, I would rock, paper, scissors didn't even get talked about during this. Just a little bit of sportsmanship. I mean, come on.
Rock, paper, scissors. They could have done video games. They could have done hey, you know what? You know what? Me and the Revolution versus you and your team on the court.
Game blouses. You're talking about Prince.
Yeah.
Yeah, Prince showed up to the basketball game in the same stuff they were wearing at the club. And after the game, they beat us down really bad, and then they made us pancakes. All right, Ryan, moving on to another very important news story. Have you heard about now in Tennessee? We're going back to the South, Ryan.
All righty. We love the South. We love all you good timers out there. The Good Times gang. Whoever listens to us, South, North, East, West, around the world, we love you. Antarctica, Alaska,
Saudi Arabia, Ireland.
Woo! Ireland.
Florida. We spend a lot of time in Florida, right?
Yes, we do.
We do. So in Tennessee, a mac and cheese semi-truck flipped over, spilling 40,000 pounds of macaroni and cheese all over the highway.
Haven't we heard this before in a different episode?
That was toilet paper.
Oh, okay.
So this truck tips over, and it's 40,000 pounds worth of macaroni and cheese. And the first thing I would think of if I was on the highway, I would be waiting for a hot dog truck and a ketchup truck to flip over so I could complete my meal. You ever have hot dogs and macaroni and cheese when you were a kid?
No, but I did have the mac and cheese. Are you reading the comments, man?
Yeah, we actually have people watching. This is the first.
Coin toss. Apparently I can't say coin toss. I got to say toin toss.
Hey, that's a real Doug. That's a real Doug move.
I know. It's a Doug move I did. Got to work on my enunciation.
Dude.
All right. So back to the mac and cheese.
No, seriously. Like when I was a kid, though, mac and cheese was like a exquisite meal for me because my mom, if she was going to go out partying, she'd be like, "All right, you can either have fish sticks and macaroni and cheese, or you can have hot dogs and macaroni and cheese, or you can have I'm going out for 2 nights. I might not be back, and I got 6 TV dinners. So go ahead and pick what you're having." And I'd be like, "Son of a bitch."
You know
I gotta
what?
decide what I want real quick.
But if you had a truckload, you could save that and live off it forever.
Right. Oh my gosh, macaroni and cheese though. I'm telling you, man. If you don't boil it correctly, it could be really not that good. Yeah, if you undercook it, it's not good. If you overcook it, it's all mushy. It's not good either. They both can be completely lousy.
I have to get the gluten-free type now, but there was this show I remember. It was pretty funny. He did mac and cheese on a stick, and he would take the mac and cheese and bread it and then boil it.
What?
Yeah, I mean it sounds pretty good.
What? Yes, me. Would it just be one big piece of pasta and it would just be wrapped around a stick or something?
I don't know how he did it. It was like Elton Brown. Yeah. He did something like that, and then he was making it for the kid, and the kid's like, "That's a heart attack on a stick."
And this is your Good Times mac and cheese moment, brought to you by Alex and Ryan.
That's a heart attack on a stick.
Oh man, it sounds like your grandma making a grilled cheese sandwich, just coating the sandwich in butter.
Yes, she did. She was born. She's from Tennessee. Okay. Just where this place happened.
Tennessee is mac and cheese capital of the world now.
Yeah, she knew how to cook. She would douse that grilled cheese sandwich in butter, and it was good.
All right, so we're going on to another story here, Ryan.
Let's do it.
All right. So Emily Cornelius Sims just set the Guinness Book of World Records record for largest library fine paid recently, Ryan. You want to know how much it was? Take a guess.
$100,000.
No, come on.
I don't know.
This is the world record here. It's not that high.
Yeah, the world record.
This is the world. Well, it's not as high as you think it's going to be.
Well, I don't know, man. That's what I thought.
All right. Emily paid $345. That's the largest fine ever paid, because I'm sure people who have library fines that are larger are like, screw that, I'm not paying it. I'm keeping.
Oh, she paid. Yeah, I got you.
She paid it. She actually paid the fine.
Yeah.
Or I'm sure that they probably wipe off the fees after a certain amount of time because they're like, this guy is probably dead. They're not coming back. So she paid a $345 fine. The book was due on April 19th, 1955. And every day it's been late since. It's been 2 cents a day. So it added up. It added up to $345.
Wow. How was she able to get books? Like she's like, I'm not going back there because I got something to do. So,
well, dude, Ryan, I used to do that. Ryan, I used to do that same thing at Video and More in North Bend.
Yeah.
Like the only way I could rent movies is if my friend Holly Fuller was working because do you remember her in high school? I always had late fees like crazy.
And just the name. Yeah.
I went to Hawaii with Holly.
Yeah.
That's who I went with. We met the kids at Woodleaf and went, but she worked at Video and More, and I was notorious for late fees. So if she wasn't working, I wasn't renting anything, nothing.
Well, you got to.
Yeah, so I had the hookup at the video store. But another thing was,
didn't you even take advantage of Axe Cop?
Yeah, Ethan rented the Iron Giant, and he was like, "You got to watch this movie," and I was like, "I don't know." He's like, "Just take it to your house and then return it for me." Well, I returned it like a month late, so Ethan was just
pissed. He didn't even remember. I bet
he didn't remember.
And I bet you weren't even kind and rewind.
I know if I was having a particularly bad day, I wouldn't rewind that sucker.
Be kind, rewind. Remember that all over the place with the videos?
I remember rewinding was such a big deal that my mom got an actual rewinder.
Oh, really?
Yes, she didn't use the VCR rewind stuff. She bought an actual rewinder, which was obsolete like 2 years later. You can probably still get it at the store you work at because their electronics section's like 1,000 years old. Yeah, you're laughing because I'm telling the truth.
No comment.
Oh gosh, dude. So check this out, Ryan.
Are you reading the comments?
Yes, I am.
All right.
John says that I need professional help. I might. I might need professional help.
Mac and cheese and bologna heated on a stove.
Oh man, hey, speaking of bologna, John, OG John, when Mike Richardson and I were kids, Bill, his dad, would be doing the garbage. So Bill's supposed to be watching us, but it's summertime, so he's not there because he's throwing garbage cans. So Becky, Mike's mom, would be like, "Hey, you got to make sure you feed, Danny, Alex, and Mike lunch." So Bill would show up and smelling like a garbage can, and then put pieces of bologna in the microwave, and they would be bologna bowls because the bologna would fold up into a bowl, and we would just eat bologna bowls, microwave bologna. Because if you put a piece of put a piece of bologna in the microwave, it folds up into a bowl. You know what would make that better is if somehow we had the ability to get maybe some macaroni and cheese. Right?
Oh, there you go. Put it in
the bologna bowl.
There you go.
That's the poor man's version of clam chowder and sourdough.
Oh gosh, that's awesome.
It's like, oh man, I got people coming over tonight. Like, we're not having sourdough bread bowls with clam chowder. We're having macaroni and cheese bologna bowls. Oh my gosh. All right. Hey, Ryan, are you a big fisherman? Do you ever go fishing?
No. I used to fish every once in a while at every once in a, what do you call it? Blue moon? Yeah. Blue moon. Once in a blue moon, I get my fishing pole out, catch some fish. But no, I don't do that anymore.
Dude, when I was a little kid, the only way they could get me to go fishing was if my dad would say, "Hey, we're going to stop at Ashworth's on the way out of town." Do you remember Ashworth's in North Bend?
Yes.
They had like the best deli case ever. So my dad would be like, "Hey, we'll get a couple things from the deli case. You can get a soda or whatever, some chips, and we'll go fishing." So I'm 7 or 8. I'm like, "Oh, this is the best thing ever." So we go get our stuff. I would have the entire thing eaten by the time we get to the fishing place. We haven't even put the boat in the water yet. I'm already asking to go home. I am just in hell.
Oh, you're one of those kids.
Yeah, no, my dad.
Your dad's trying to have a great time with you. Hey, we're going to have some quality time, buddy. We're going to go hang out. I want to go home. I'm hungry.
No, Ryan. And then we'd get in the boat. I'd be bitching the whole time. Then I'd start reading. I'd always bring a book or something to read. Of course, I'd get motion sickness because I'm trying to read while my dad's trolling. So I'm sick. I'm full because I ate all my snacks on the way to the damn fishing spot. Never caught anything. So I used to get teased by my brother because my brother's like, well, Alex, when you're fishing with us, you don't really call it fishing because, we just call it sitting because you don't catch anything.
Brother. Oh, goodness.
My brother was always finding any reason to just bully me.
So is this the news? Like, are we talking about fishing news?
Oh, yeah. So, hey, I totally went off topic. So, anyway, check this out. So, a 6-year-old boy in South Carolina
Carolinas are they're kind of hitting it like Florida.
They're right by each other, dude. They're right by each other. These must be Florida transplants that went to South Carolina. They're screwing everything up for that state. No, this little boy went magnet fishing. And you take a magnet and you put it on a fishing rod, and you look for whatever, metal or whatever that's in the bottom of the lake. Yeah. Well, this kid pulled up a freaking safe with his magnet.
Whoa.
Yeah, pulled up a safe with his reel. And this is where the story gets even weirder. They cracked the safe open, and it still has jewelry and like paperwork and like important stuff, like a pearl necklace, like important, expensive things. Yeah. So he turns it in to the police department, and this is where it's even weirder. The safe belonged to the little boy's neighbors, like because he's 6. He's probably close to home. Somebody broke into these people's house 8 years ago, couldn't get the safe open, chucked it in the lake. Oh. So this little boy's a hero. Isn't that
all right. Cool? Yeah, that's pretty neat. It's pretty neat that he was still able to get it back to him and all that. What a hero. Woo, 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 woo.
Yeah, 6-year-old. He peaked at 6. Peaked at 6, man.
All right, that's right.
Pretty soon, things are going to get a lot worse for him. He's going to start eating bologna bowls with macaroni and cheese in it.
And his dad's going to want to spend some quality time with him out of the fish.
Oh, my gosh. Anytime my dad broke out the fishing box, I'd be like, oh, God, he's going to ask me to go fishing. And another thing.
So being a father, I can kind of see a little bit of where he's coming from. Like you try and take your kid out, and they're like, "I'm having a terrible time, Dad." You're like, "I'm just off work for a little bit. I just wanted to, no, go home, play video games."
Dude, my favorite thing to do when I was a kid, like, I would stay home with my mom, and my mom would make like popcorn and cut Tillamook cheese slices into it, and which I still eat to this day, not as much as I used to because I count my calories now, but. I would stay home. Mom would make popcorn. We'd watch like horror movies or cartoons. She would sometimes she'd have a gift that she picked me up from the store. She'd randomly give me gifts that weren't like on my birthday. My mom was the best. So why would I want to leave that and go out to this boat with my brother who's torturing me the whole time? My dad's just pissed the whole time because he's got to listen to me and my brother fighting. I'm bitching because I already ate all my snacks. He's thinking about going back to the freaking Roseburg Forest products on Monday. He's just hating his life. He got to the point where he's like, we're not even asking Alex anymore because they'd be getting the boat ready, and I'd be like, no, I'm staying home with Mama. Staying with Mommy.
Yeah, a mama's boy there. You mentioned Tillamook.
It's delicious. That's why I mentioned it.
Yeah. So I was in Dallas, Texas when Tillamook came down there. They had these awesome ads where it was like Northwest meets Texas, and it showed like these what do you call them? The hippie, what do you call the modern day hippie with the beard and the
hipster?
Hipster, yeah. They're basically hipsters walking around like Texas with looking at Longhorn stuff.
Do they make craft beer and they have like flannels on and they're
all that stuff.
Trucker hats and stuff.
It was an awesome. Yeah, it was an awesome ad campaign, but the way they pronounced it was Tillamook, like mook, Tillamook. I'm gonna go get some Tillamook cheese. I'm like, I think it's Tillamook.
They're like, well, how would you know?
Right. Yeah. How would I know?
What makes you think you know?
How to really say Tillamook?
All I know is it's Tilla-delicious. Tillamook is exquisite. When I was a little kid, I used to ask my mom. I'd be like, hey, Mom, can you cut me 2 big square pieces of Tillamook? I wouldn't call it a piece of cheese. I'd say 2 big square pieces. And my mom would say that till my 20s.
Did you just give up on band and cheese or what?
No, band and cheese wasn't my jam. It was definitely Tillamook. Tillamook.
Okay.
We were a Tillamook household. Now, when I got older, band and cheese was all right because if it was like $2 cheaper at the grocery store, I'm getting band and cheese because I'm not stupid, Ryan. I may have taste buds, but I'm not dumb. Like you with Hidden Valley Ranch, I'm not going down that road. Warm and runny ranch. I got one more story for us, Ryan. You ready?
I'm ready. What is it?
All right, buckle in. I want to see you actually buckle yourself in real quick.
all right. Okay, let's go.
Wow, you even put a roll cage on. That's great. Wow.
Yes. Ready to go.
All right, so check this out. An Australian man, down under. Hopefully, we'll get some viewers down in Australia because we're already in Ireland. We're going worldwide. An Australian man won $70,000 on his first ever scratch it lottery ticket he bought, and he didn't even want to buy it. He was at a grocery store where there was a limit, like on how much you had to put on your debit card. So the lady was like, "Hey, you need to spend like another $1. Why don't you just get a scratch it?" And he's like, "All right, sounds good, mate. Sounds good, mate. I was thinking about getting a Foster's, mate." That's what I think in Australia sounds like. So anyway, he buys
cultural appropriation, Australia.
I was going to get some Vegemite. No, so anyway, so he gets the scratch. He wins $70,000 on the first time. That is like the worst thing that could ever happen to this guy. Because now he's going to think in his mind like, "Oh, I won $70,000. This is going to happen every time."
Unless he never plays again. Yeah.
Well, yeah, then he's plus $70,000. But what's the odds of that, Ryan? He's going to have this memory associated with dopamine in his brain.
What's the odds of winning $70,000?
Like just in general?
No, I'm not being serious. I'm just saying it's rhetorical. Come on now. It's like being a 50 millionaire, right?
Okay.
Going back in the
How come I do that sometimes? You'll say something and I'll think you're being serious, and then you'll
it's
be like,
okay.
"Oh, you're an idiot."
I do the same thing with you. You like say this random stuff, like, "Hey Ryan, yeah, we're having a book signing over at Pal's bookstore."
I said Barnes and Noble.
Oh, Barnes and Noble. I'm sorry. I was thinking Northwest. Pal's Books.
Dude, as soon as I said that to you, I was like, "Yeah, we got a book signing. We need to be there in X amount of time, and we're getting paid X amount of dollars." And I could see you like doing the math in your head. You're like, "Oh, I can get a water bill. I can put some in the savings account." And I'm like, Ryan.
I was like, I'm trying to figure out, is he serious or not? My wife starts cracking up. I'm like, oh, he's not serious.
Yeah, it's like, well, why would we be at a bookstore signing stuff, Ryan, if we haven't written a book?
Well, maybe you wrote one. Maybe someone, like loved us so much that they just invited us over to their book signing and said, "Hey, I like these guys." I don't know. You can make up tons of stuff in your head.
All right, Ryan. That concludes my news stories for the day. What do you think?
I think that we've got our news, and the people have learned news with a good time spin.
All right, close the episode, man.
All righty. Hey, like you've seen us get very excited. We are excited for every single subscriber, listener. We thank you very much. Worldwide, Mr. Worldwide. Okay? All right? So if you haven't already, please, whatever you're listening on, whatever you're watching on, hit that subscribe or follow button and change your notifications to all notifications, because you're going to want to listen to us when we come out, because we give out good times. Don't let the FOMO overtake you, okay? Just do it. Okay. Alex.
Mahalo.
Goodbye. Have a good day.